From NPL 2 in New South Wales. Apia Leichhardt were very convincing last Wednesday night in Shepparton in their 4-1 win over the Goulburn Valley Suns. Western United likewise in their win against Edgeworth FC. And as we take a look at the next set of results, Gold Coast, Scott McDonald's side over Devonport from Tasmania. Western Sydney, they were very impressive over in Perth. Heidelberg United, they've got a great record in this competition from Melbourne. 3-0 winners over Moreton Bay. Melbourne Knights, another team from Melbourne, comprehensive in their win over Lions FC. Inter Lions were too strong for Hellenic from Darwin. And Melbourne City yesterday, I was at that one. What a great game that was. Just got over the line against the Oakley Cannons. And here is the final set of results. That 10-9 penalty win, which Daniel McBreen was calling yesterday in Wollongong. And then tonight, it was Campbelltown City become the second team from South Australian Premier League to get through. The Newcastle Jets going down to Brisbane, and Adelaide United, three-time winners of this competition, are through now to the round of 16. So have a look at how the draw will work for you, some of the principles of the draw. Where matches do involve a member federation club, it will be the first club that is drawn which will host that fixture. Now, if the game does involve a member fed club and an A-League club, it will mean that the member-fed club is the host of that one. And then if there are only A-League clubs, whoever's drawn first gets to host that one. And if the Wellington Phoenix are part of that fixture, they'll automatically be deemed as the away club because no home games over in New Zealand for this competition. So time now to introduce one of the winners of this competition back in 2017, David Carney, former Socceroo and Sydney FC star. He's here with us this evening. David, I'm sure you've got great fond memories of that competition back in 2017. Broski was there as well.
Yeah, with Broski, I think, we won the league the year before that, and I think Carney really wanted us to win the cup, and went to extra time, and Bobo, correct me if I'm wrong, Broski scored a header.
Spot on, mate.
Yep.
And there's a few other dramatic things happened that night. So I think someone almost broke their head on the table, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Broski, you're going to help Carnes here because you'll talk him through it. I'll talk him through it. So, David, let's get us started for the round of 16 tie. We touched on all the teams that are remaining in the competition. We've got plenty of member federation clubs who are still involved.
Pinch it.
We need to pinch it hard. Okay, we've got the first one out now.
Mount Druitt.
Okay, so Mount Druitt, as I touched on earlier, they are in NPL 2 in New South Wales. You can go for the next one. So they will host this contest. NPL in New South Wales?
NPL 1.
NPL 1. I'm getting confused between Victoria and New South Wales because we call them differently. They will host Heidelberg, who's from Heidelberg, is from Melbourne, of course. And they'll be really tough opposition for Mount Druitt, who are near the bottom of the table in their competition. And Heidelberg sitting around mid-table in Melbourne.
Melbourne Knights.
Okay, the next draw features Melbourne Knights, former NSL champions, of course, from Victoria. The Mark Viduka medal, named after a former Melbourne Knights star in Mark Viduka. They'll get a home game at Summers Street in Melbourne.
Campbelltown City.
And we saw Campbelltown City in action tonight, who got through one of the giant killers. They defeated Macarthur, so that'll be stiff opposition for the Melbourne Knights. The boys from Adelaide, a road trip to Summers Street. The next fixture.
Metro Stars.
Okay, that's the other Adelaide side involved, currently doing very well in the South Australian NPL. A home fixture for them, Metro Stars, featuring Fabian Barbiero, who's scored one of the goals of the competition so far.
Inter Lions.
And Inter Lions are their opponents. So an away trip for Inter Lions from New South Wales League 1.
Sydney FC.
Okay, so your former club, Sydney FC, David Carney. Let's see who they draw. They may have a home fixture, as long as they don't draw a member federation club.
Apia.
Okay, so it's Apia. That's a local derby.
Yeah.
Apia, we've seen them knock A-League opposition out before. Melbourne Victory back in 2018, and they've done it twice. Apia got to this stage of the competition now, so that'll be a fantastic clash.
Western Sydney.
Another Sydney team from the A-League, Western Sydney, who had a fantastic start with a comprehensive win in the early stages of the competition.
Already open.
I think they had 6. They scored 6 in their round of 32 clash.
Adelaide United.
So we've got an all A-League fixture with Western Sydney up against Adelaide United. Adelaide advancing tonight with that 2-0 win over Northcote.
Sydney United.
Sydney United, who had a fantastic run recently in this competition. Finalists last year and sitting mid-table at the moment. Beat Broadmeadow Magic to get this far.
Brisbane Roar.
And Ross Aloisi will have to travel to Sydney to face Sydney United. Brisbane, we just saw, got through against the Newcastle Jets in extra time.
Western United.
Western United is the next one to be drawn out. A 4-0 win for them in their first fixture in the round of 32. It's not Ross versus John for this time. We'll see that during the year.
Gold Coast Knights.
And that's Scott McDonald's side from Queensland. Of course, the Gold Coast. So Gold Coast will be the hosts for that fixture. So Western United, boys, a trip up to the Gold Coast. Not a bad away trip at this time of year, especially if you're from Melbourne.
Melbourne City.
Melbourne City, the next one to be drawn, of course. Rado Vidicic's side just getting over the line yesterday in their tie against Oakley at Jack Edwards Reserve.
Against Wellington Phoenix.
And they'll play Wellington. So that fixture could be played back at Jack Edwards Reserve. I'm told Melbourne City were very happy with the facilities there. So we'll see where that one is hosted. And that's it. David Carney, thank you so much for drawing those ones out. Let's revisit some of those fixtures now, gents. Some tasty fixtures in the round of 16, as we've seen just drawn out by David Carney, and some big Sydney derbies as well.
Yeah, well, we're going to see 3 A-League teams by my reckoning going out, all A-League affairs. Western Sydney and Adelaide, Melbourne City and Wellington.
Here they are. Yeah, here they are. Let's start with Mount Druitt Rangers. Second bottom of the team, that's right. And this is Tarek Elrich's side, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, Tarek Elrich up against Heidelberg United. How will they go, Broski?
Well, they're in a relegation battle at the moment, so I think they probably will end up second bottom if they don't get any results in the local NPL. But look, this is a competition that they have done well. We saw them last week put in a good result, winning 3-1 to get to this point, and they got another home ground game. So big game for them, and I'm sure Tarek will be up for this.
And all member federation clash here between the Melbourne Knights and Campbelltown City. I think that one will be a fascinating fixture. Metro Stars, the other team from South Australia, will fancy themselves as well to play at home against the Inter Lions and do well.
They've both looked strong, the Adelaide teams, the NPL teams. Campbelltown tonight, obviously with the upset, and Metro Stars were dominant last week. I think it was a 4-0 win, so they'll back themselves again to go even further into the competition.
Apia Leichhardt will be relishing the fact that they come up against Sydney FC too, Broski.
Look, I think so. This is a mouth-watering clash for both clubs, really. I mean, Sydney won't have to travel; they get to stay in Sydney and play in this game. But for Apia Leichhardt, I think this weekend could be crowned NPL champions. So they're coming off a fantastic season with Franco Parisi there in charge and taking on Sydney FC. That'll be a big clash.
Fantastic. We look forward to bringing you all the action from the round of 16. Gents, in a couple of weeks, those fixtures will commence, so stay tuned to, of course, all of the social media, and we'll communicate with you, and Football Australia will put out the dates and the fixtures over the coming days. So thanks for joining us again tonight, gents.
Cheers, Apple.
Another fantastic night. Thank you to David Carney as well for doing a superb job, even though you couldn't get the first one open. You did well.
He's still there now, I think.
Thank you for joining us as well. Another terrific night of Australia Cup action. For me, Michael Zapponi, and all the crew here, it's goodbye for now.